At the start of the pandemic in 2020, the ESS, the European Shakuhachi Society, had to postpone the annual summer school, which was planned to be held in Dublin that year, and, like everybody else, move all activities online. The Dublin Summer School is now planned for next year, so for 2023, and in the lead up to Dublin, the ESS is organizing a series of 3 online events under the moniker The Road to Dublin, as well as a concert. The next online workshop will take place on the first weekend in November, so let's have a look at what's in store for that workshop. But before I start, I should make clear that I've been on the ESS board for a few years now, and I'm involved in the organization of this online workshop as well, like I was in the organization of the previous ones. So this means I am obviously biased and want this event to succeed. However, I have not been involved in the programming, but I'm just taking care of the technical aspects of running the event. So I feel I still have a certain distance to it. And with all that out of the way, I'll put on my participant's hat and let's see what's happening there. While each event has a somewhat different format, they follow the same overall pattern. There will be sessions with playing tips, workshops on pieces, a roundtable discussion, and a social get-together. As in all these workshops, the teaching language is English and players of all levels are welcome. Even if you perhaps are not yet at a point where you can follow everything, just observing and soaking in the experience can be great fun, and it also can help you make progress on your shakuhachi journey. And the advantage, of course, of an online event is that you can just leave your microphone and camera off for the whole event, if you are so inclined. So no need for a tengai, which is always a bit painful to wear. Ooh. And with all that silliness out of the way, let's have a look at the workshop. So let's have a quick look at the schedule now. There will be a variety of events. Both days will start with 30 minutes of playing tips led by one of the teachers. And then the bulk of the sessions consists of teaching pieces, which means a teacher will discuss a piece and explain and demonstrate how to play and practice the music, as well as discuss specific techniques that are needed to playing it. The pieces that will be taught are 2 classical solo pieces, 2 honkyoku, Sokkan and Takiochi. Then 3 pieces by Fukura Rando, a composer and shakuhachi player who lived in the first half of the 19th century. And as a special treat, there will be 3 sessions in total on the sankyoku Shin Takasago, and Sagara Akari will be there for some of these sessions to play koto. Please see the webpage with the schedule for more details. The scores and sample recordings are available as study materials for the registered participants. Then there will be a roundtable discussion. The discussion will be led by two well-known researchers on topics of shakuhachi, kikudei, and Gunnar Jinmei Linda. They will have two invited guests who research other topics of Japanese music, Anne Prescott and Andrea Giolai. I hope the pronunciation is not too terrible. They will discuss the development of the shakuhachi over time, especially with respect to social, cultural, political, and aesthetic dimensions, and also how the urban and rural musical traditions developed over time. Rural. Still having trouble with those words after many years of speaking English. After the roundtable, there will be an informal get-together. And if you're an ESS member, the annual general meeting, the AGM, will be held on the Saturday afternoon of the event. Unfortunately, again, there will be no classes for absolute beginners.
We're absolute beginners.
This is very difficult to organize in the online format and is one of the main downsides of having these events online, because the ESS always goes to great lengths to help people find a starting point for their shakuhachi journey. So it will be assumed that you can play Otsu and Kan, including Meri and Kari notes, and that you are familiar with reading basic notation. But even if you're still a bit shaky on these aspects, you can just sit in and observe. This can be a really great learning experience too. As for the technology, the event will be run via Zoom, which has worked well for the previous events, so fingers crossed it won't let us down this time either. And the sessions will be recorded, and the recordings will be made available to participants for about a month after the event. The online format can be very intense and very taxing, so this is a great opportunity to go back and rewatch something you may have missed in the heat of the moment. You may have noticed that I recently started a Patreon page, so big shout out to my first supporters on Patreon. Thank you so much. You make these videos possible. I'm very grateful. Thanks again. And thanks to you all for watching till the end. I very much hope to see you at the event, but even more than that, I hope to see you in my next video. Okay, see you then. Bye. Rural. Not my day for pronunciation.